Good evening and welcome into St. Joseph High School in Westchester, Illinois, where tonight it's an IHSA Class 4A regional final between the Whitney Young Dolphins and the St. Joseph Chargers. Hello everybody, I'm Connor Klingon and thank you for joining me tonight on Arena Sportsnet and Arena Sportsnet Chicago. Well folks, it doesn't get much better than this. A regional final between two of the best programs in the Chicagoland area. Both St. Joseph and Whitney Young have basketball programs that are known not just around the Windy City, but the entire nation. A history of NBA players, college All-Americans, McDonald's All-Americans, and state championships is shared between these two programs. Names like Isaiah Thomas, Evan Turner, and Darryl Thomas for St. Joseph, Quentin Richardson and Jaleel Okafor for Whitney Young. When it comes to boys basketball in the IHSA, it doesn't get much better than the Chargers and the Dolphins. Before tonight's game, I had a chance to talk with St. Joseph Chargers head coach Gene Pingatore and asked him about the win over St. Ignatius and tonight's huge matchup with Whitney Young. So here he is, St. Joseph Chargers head coach Gene Pingatore. We're here with St. Joseph Chargers head coach Gene Pingatore before tonight's Class 4A regional final against Whitney Young here at St. Joe's. Coach, let's go back to that regional semifinal against St. Ignatius. You're down 16 at one point. What made the difference in coming back to win that game in overtime?
I don't know. You tell me. We've been down a lot in the last several games, and we've been coming back. I think we played a team that was really psyched to play us. We played them a close game earlier in the year, and I was worried about that, and possibly overconfidence on the part of our kids that caused us to get down. But all year we've been coming back from deficits, so they know how to do it, and they got the job done. I mean, you can't always do it, but they seem to know that they have to get down, and it starts with the defensive end and shot selection, and got to do the things that we've been preaching,
Yeah, I was actually going to say, a lot of comebacks this season. What do you think that says about the mindset and the attitude of this team to not give up in situations like that?
Well, that part's good. I'm not sure what to say with the mindset that allows us to get down by 15, 16, or 18.
Well, hopefully not tonight. Hopefully a better start.
Can't happen that way tonight.
A little bit tougher to come back against the defending state champ. Well, overall, you've won 7 of your last 8 games, and, obviously a tough start to the last game, but do you feel like this team is starting to play up to that potential, the hopes you had at the beginning of the year?
Well, they have all month. The whole month of February, we've been pretty good. I just watched the Rita game, the same thing, we just fell short by 1 point. So it's typical of what we tend to do over the years. We like to get ready for end of January and month of February to get ready for state tournament or for conference play if we were in the thick of it and so forth. So
yeah, it's definitely gone better this past month. And Coach, how about the performance of Jafari Brown on Wednesday night?
Well, he's the one that kept us in the game. We're down in the first half, but it could have been worse if it wasn't for him. And so we needed someone stepping up in all these situations. This time it was Jafari. In the Rita game it was Jalen. So we have that kind of a team. We don't have to depend on just one guy.
Yeah, it's definitely a luxury.
Right.
Those 5 senior starters, all of them have had different games this season where they've stepped up.
Right, exactly.
Well, Coach, Whitney Young, the defending state champions, how do you keep your team from reading too much into the name on the jersey for Whitney Young?
How do they keep from reading the name on our jersey, St. Joseph? I mean, they know each other. All these kids know each other from playing in the summer, and I don't think everyone's going to get up for us because of our track record over the years, and Whitney Young more recently. So how can you not be up for the regional championship game? So
huge game, obviously. Right. Couple of D1 guards for Whitney Young with Freeman and Castaneda. How key is the play of Chance and Ahmad tonight, both defensively and offensively?
Who said Ahmad's guarding Freeman? No, they have to, again, rise to the occasion. There's such a fine line between D1 and D2 or whatever, D3. Our kids will be fine.
And Coach, those 5 seniors mentioned a little bit earlier, you stuck with that lineup throughout the whole season. How much do you think their experience, obviously they were younger players going back their freshman year when you guys won the state championship, and then sophomores with the Final Four run. How much do you think being in the program for those runs has helped them this season as they march forward in the playoffs?
It should, because they know what it takes. We've been preaching that all year. You know what got us there before, and that's what you have to do. It's a very simple thing.
And trying to carry on a tradition of a lot of postseason success. 32 regional championships, going for number 33 tonight.
Oh, I didn't realize it was 32. Anyway, it's always fun. It never gets old.
And it should be a fun one tonight. Coach, any final thoughts before this game?
No, we have to do all the things I've been saying all year. But more so tonight. The intensity level will be a lot greater, and that's the key, to meet their intensity right away and not fall behind.
And it should be a fun one tonight. Hopefully you guys don't fall behind, and hopefully you can come away with a regional championship victory. Coach, thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again to Coach Pingator for taking some time out before tonight's massive regional final to talk with us here on Arena Sportsnet. As Coach mentioned in that interview, Whitney Young should be just as in awe of the name St. Joseph as vice versa. Of course, Whitney Young has become a part of the elite in more recent years. They've won 3 state championships under head coach Tyrone Slaughter since 2009, including last season in Class 4A. Of course, the Chargers won in Class 3A back in 2015, made it all the way to the Final Four in 2016. So these seniors for St. Joseph, they were around the program as freshmen and sophomores when the Chargers made those deep runs down to Peoria, and Whitney Young also bringing a lot of state experience to the table with 3 seniors in their starting lineup who played for that state championship team last season. Dolphins return plenty of talent, and most notably are the 2 guards that are committed to Division I programs. Xavier Castaneda, he runs the show at the point, and he's heading to South Florida next season. And fellow guard Javon Freeman is heading an hour east to play his college basketball at Valparaiso. But as Coach Pingator said, D1, D2, D3, it doesn't matter. These kids have battled in the summer for years, in the regular season for years. And the question tonight is who will step up for the Chargers? Who can be that player that can have a huge game tonight? On Wednesday night, it was Jafari Brown who went for over 25 points. In that game against St. Ignatius on Wednesday, the Chargers trailed by as many as 16 in the first half, and things were looking pretty bleak. The gym was quiet here at St. Joseph. Really an unexpected start to that one, a St. Ignatius team that, as Coach Pingator said, the Chargers might have overlooked a bit, but they were able to rally. They took the lead finally near the beginning of the fourth quarter and then ran away with that ball game in overtime for a 9-point victory. But definitely surprising that the Chargers did have to come back against St. Ignatius, although the same thing happened in the regular season. They were down by nearly 10 points against Ignatius and managed to win that game on the road. But an even bigger surprise than the fact that the Chargers trailed against St. Ignatius is that Whitney Young in their regional semifinal against Morton were losing for almost the entire ball game. The Dolphins are overwhelming favorites to win the regional. It would have been a massive upset had they fallen to Morton. And Whitney Young is also really expected to win this sectional. So them being upset in the semifinals would have been a huge surprise. But they'll face a tougher challenge tonight in St. Joseph, as the Chargers have been playing their best basketball here near the end of the season. They've won 7 out of their last 8 ball games dating back to the regular season. As Coach said in that interview, in the month of February, they really started to turn it on, play together as a team, and they've had this same starting lineup all season long. the 5 seniors, so much experience bringing that to the table. And tonight, their biggest challenge of the season in Whitney Young, ranked 4th in the Chicagoland area by Michael O'Brien of the Chicago Sun-Times. Coming into the preseason, they were ranked nationally by USA Today, number 23 in the nation. They have fallen since then with some losses outside of the area, but still certainly the elite in this area, the defending state champions. And now let's go to public address announcer and head baseball coach here at St. Joseph High School, Jay Meath, as we're just about ready to have the national anthem here from St. Joseph.
Nobody does it better. Enjoy tonight's portion of March Madness. At this time, would everyone please stand and gentlemen kindly remove the caps for the playing of our national anthem.
And there you have it, the national anthem. And now we will have the starting lineups introduced once again by public address announcer Jay Meath.
First for the St. Joseph Chargers. And guard, 6-foot senior, number 5, Chance Aldridge. Also at guard, 6-foot senior, number 14, Ahmad Muhammad. At forward, 6'6" senior, number 54, Jordan Boyd. At guard, 6'3" senior, number 25, Jafari Brown. At forward, 6'4" senior, number 23, Jalen Boyd. The Chargers on the goal receive, they will be the Chargers on the scoreboard. Now let's meet the Whitney Young Dolphins. At guard, 6'3" junior, number 2, Miles Baker. At forward, 6'6" senior, number 15, Jake Kozakowski. At guard, 6'4" senior, number 5, Justin Boyd. At guard, 6'2" senior, number 13, Xavier Castaneda. And at guard, 6'3" senior, number 0, Javon Freeman. The Dolphins are coached by Mr. Tyrone.
So there you have it, the starting lineups. St. Joseph, the visiting team tonight because they are the lower-seeded team in the sectional. Whitney Young going with Javon Freeman, Justin Boyd, Xavier Castaneda, Miles Baker, and Jake Kozakowski. The Chargers going with Jalen Boyd, Ahmad Muhammad, Chance Aldridge, Jordan Boyd, and Jafari Brown, the starting 5 for the Chargers. As they take on Whitney Young, the defending state champions, wearing their home whites. The Dolphins also coming out in pink Nike sneakers. Chargers wearing red sneakers. It'll be Jordan Boyd going up against Jake Kozakowski on the tip. Kozakowski brings some size to the table at 6'6". A Whitney Young team that's known more for their guard play, and Kozakowski can shoot it a bit. He was in the three-point contest earlier tonight, and the tip is won by Kozakowski, and Whitney Young will start with possession in this one. Castaneda brings it over the midcourt stripe to start the offense for the Dolphins. Here's Boyd, for Whitney Young, that is. Few Boyds on the floor, and here's a jumper on the way from Freeman off the mark. The rebound to Jafari Brown. Brown on the right wing. Down to Jordan Boyd on the right baseline. Now back out Ahmad Muhammad. Muhammad on the right wing dribbles back out for Chance Aldridge near midcourt. Aldridge will set up the offense for the Chargers. Gives to Muhammad on the left side. Muhammad drives, pull-up jumper is short. Rebound is taken by Boyd for Whitney Young. Up ahead for Freeman. Freeman driving the lane, dishes back out. Boyd, right corner three, off the mark. Rebound to Jalen Boyd for St. Joseph. Aldridge will bring it over half court for the Chargers. No score between Whitney Young and St. Joseph here in an IHSA Class 4A regional final. Aldridge on the right wing to Jordan Boyd, right baseline. Cross-court pass looking for Jafari Brown. Out of bounds. It will go to Whitney Young. So no score in the first minute plus here between Whitney Young and St. Joseph. Castaneda will bring it over half court for the Dolphins to Freeman. Freeman committed to play for Valparaiso next season. He's at the top of the key, now drives right side of the lane, puts up an awkward jumper, isn't there. Rebound and a tie-up between a couple of Boyds, Justin Boyd of Whitney Young and Jordan Boyd of St. Joe's. Possession arrow pointing the way of the Chargers. Whitney Young will bring out a full-court press here. 6:41 to play in the first quarter. Still no score here in this regional final. Jafari Brown brings it up the floor with some pace. Now slows it down at the top of the key. Brown dishes out for Muhammad on the right wing. Muhammad dribbles around to the top of the key. Now Aldridge, left wing three. Can't get it to go. Rebound to the Dolphins. Up ahead for Freeman. Freeman to the bucket, off glass and in for the first points of the ball game. Dolphins bring the full court press again. They lead it 2-0 with just about 6 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Muhammad on the right wing. Now to Jalen Boyd, left wing. Boyd nearly lost it for a moment, then dished back out for Aldridge. Now it's Muhammad on the right wing. Muhammad back for Jalen Boyd. Boyd guarded by Castaneda. Now it's Jafari Brown on the left wing. Jafari Brown had 26 points on Wednesday night in the regional semifinal. Here's Muhammad. Patient possession here for the Chargers with 5:40 to play in the first. Muhammad looking for a screen, now gives off for Jalen Boyd in the right corner. Dishes to his brother Jordan in the post, and he draws the foul as he goes up to the bucket. So it'll be 2 free throws for Jordan Boyd. Foul is called on Justin Boyd. Jordan and Jalen Boyd on St. Joseph. Justin Boyd on Whitney Young. First free throw from Jordan Boyd is good. And that's the first point of the ball game for the Chargers here with 5:32 to play in the first. A little bit of a stoppage. Not sure if there's something on the floor that needs to be wiped up. Or no, actually it looks to me like Ahmad Muhammad had to tie his shoe there. And that's the reason for the delay. So now Jordan Boyd will have the ball to take his second free throw. And this one's off the mark. Castaneda at the top of the key has it stolen away. Jafari Brown up the right side in transition, spins in the lane, and he's called for a travel. Jafari Brown wanted a foul call there. Instead, they'll say that he walked. It's back to Whitney Young. They lead it 2-1 with 5:21 to play in the first quarter. Castaneda sets up the offense for the Dolphins. Gets a screen, now driving the lane, and he traveled with it. Had it stripped away for a moment, it looked like, but it was still in his hand as he took a step there and is called for the travel. 5:11 to play in the first quarter, 2-1 Whitney Young. Aldridge brings it up the right side for the Chargers. St. Joe's moving away from the stage here at St. Joseph High School. Jalen Boyd, baseline jumper, short. Rebound to the Dolphins. Justin Boyd Up ahead for Freeman. Freeman on the right wing. Cross-court pass for Castaneda. Dishes down to Boyd. Now back out. And trying to drive there is Miles Baker. Now it's Freeman with it on the right wing. Freeman driving to the basket. Off glass and in. Javon Freeman with the first 4 points for Whitney Young, and the Dolphins have a 3-point lead with under 4.5 to play in the first quarter. Aldridge brings it over half court for the Chargers. Dishes right corner for Jafari Brown. Now back out Aldridge right wing. Aldridge was looking for Jalen Boyd, stripped away. Now up ahead for Freeman. Behind the back pass, and then the easy finger roll from Miles Baker, and it's 6-1. Whitney Young with 4:07 to play here in the first quarter. Just the kind of start the Dolphins were looking for. We're going to take a quick break here on Arena Sportsnet. We'll be back with you in about 15 seconds. Welcome back to Arena Sportsnet and Arena Sportsnet Chicago's coverage of tonight's Class 4A regional final between Whitney Young and St. Joseph. At this time, we'd like to remind you to consider donating to the Annette Pingator Fund. The Annette Pingator Fund is named for Coach Pingator's mother and provides aid to a number of St. Joseph students. To find out more, contact Kathy Taylor at ktaylor@stjohs.org. Chargers will have the basketball coming out of the timeout. Gene Pingator imploring his team to come out with more energy. They cannot afford to dig themselves into a big hole like Wednesday night. Here's Jalen Boyd in the lane, spins around for a jumper, off the mark, rebound tipped around, and eventually the Dolphins will have it. Castaneda to Kostakowski for three, off the mark, rebound by Jordan Boyd, but he ran into his brother Jalen. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with Whitney Young. Well, usually the on-court communication is there between Jordan and Jalen Boyd, being that they're twin brothers, but in that case, a little bit of confusion as the rebound was tipped out of bounds. Castaneda out for Javon Freeman. Freeman in the left corner, spinning his way, and he travels. 6-1 Whitney Young, 3:29 to play in the first. As Castaneda will head to the bench for Tyler Beard to come on. Beard is just a sophomore, one of the few younger players that's a major contributor for the Dolphins. Muhammad brings it up the right side for St. Joe's. And dishes Jalen Boyd, right corner. Now Jafari Brown with a short jumper on the way. That's short. Rebound to Freeman. Freeman behind the back pass to Baker, off glass and in. So Freeman and Baker have combined for all 8 points for Whitney Young with 4 each. 8-1 Dolphins. 3 minutes to play here in the first. Muhammad between the circles. Hands off for Jafari Brown. Brown on the elbow. Whitney Young wanted a travel call there. Didn't get it. Now it's Jordan Boyd on the right wing beyond the three-point line. Now Muhammad top of the key. Dishes back out. Jalen Boyd, cross-court pass. Chance Aldridge three on the way. Long. Rebound to Kostakowski. Dolphins looking to run with it once again. Baker dishes back off for Beard, and he is fouled as he went up to the basket. So it'll be 2 free throws for the sophomore Tyler Beard, and the foul is called on Chance Aldridge, his first. 8-1 Dolphins with 2:29 to play in the first. A very slow offensive start for the Chargers as Beard sinks the first free throw. 9-1 Whitney Young. The second free throw from Beard gets the roll off front iron. 10-1 Dolphins. Chargers need to get something clicking soon or they're in big trouble. They already are down 9 points here early. Now having some trouble with the press. They do break it ahead to Jalen Boyd on the left wing, and he is fouled. This will go on Kostakowski. First foul on Kostakowski, second on the Dolphins as a team. Chance Aldridge will inbound from underneath the Dolphins basket, straight into Jordan Boyd, and he rises and lays it in. So Jordan Boyd has all 3 points for the Chargers. Now Kosikowski in the left corner. Back out for Baker. Back Freeman right wing. Top of the key now Justin Boyd for Beard. Beard dribbles around to the top of the key looking for a screen. Stripped away by Jordan Boyd. Boyd heading towards the basket. Puts it up. Can't get it to go. There was some contact there. No call either way as Kosikowski hit the floor. Now Whitney Young the other way. Blocking foul is called on Ahmad Muhammad. Well, they're going to let the boys play here early as Jordan Boyd and Kosikowski. That was either a charge or a block, you would have thought, but nothing was called. Jordan Boyd couldn't hit the lay-in with the contact. And then a blocking foul the other way in transition called on Ahmad Muhammad. 10-3 the score with 1:43 to play. Whitney Young with a 7-point lead in the basketball. Here's Beard, the sophomore, at the top of the key for Justin Boyd for 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound is tipped around. Beard has it, puts it up. Can't get it to go. Rebound once again tipped. Now Jafari Brown has it. Bring it up the floor quickly for the Chargers. Off to Jordan Boyd for the two-handed slam. Good start for Jordan Boyd with all 5 points for the Chargers. It's 10-5. Here's Freeman, puts up a hook shot. Isn't there. Rebound Jalen Boyd. Now the Chargers running with it. Ahmad Muhammad stops, puts up a shot, and draws a foul. So Ahmad Muhammad will go to the line with a chance to cut the lead to 3. It was 10-1. Now a 4-0 run for the Chargers. And 2 free throws here for Muhammad with 1:08 to play in the first quarter. First free throw is no good as Malik Anderson will check into the game for the first time. Chance Aldridge heads to the bench. Second free throw from Muhammad. This one is good. 10-6 the score with just over a minute to play here in the first quarter. Javon Freeman will set up the offense for the Dolphins. Brings it over half court. Now to Beard. Beard on the left side, drives, dishes out for Kosikowski. Kosikowski trapped in the corner, tipped by Muhammad. Can't come away with it, though, as Freeman stole it back in the backcourt and then dished to a wide-open Beard underneath the hoop for an easy 2 points. 12-6, Whitney Young. 35 seconds to play. Jordan Boyd with a top of the key jumper. He got it and the foul. What a start for Jordan Boyd. Chance for a 3-point play now. As he has 7 points, and that foul on Kosikowski is his second, so he'll have to head to the bench. So 1 free throw here for Jordan Boyd, looking to complete the 3-point play. And he does it. 12-9 the score. It was 10-1 Whitney Young. Since then, an 8-2 run for the Chargers, but the Dolphins can hold for the last shot of the first quarter here with 25 seconds to play. Elliott Seeger and Keenan Jones have come on for Whitney Young. Freeman with 8 seconds now. Freeman drives, dishes out for Jones. His 3 is no good. Foul is called on the rebound against St. Joseph on Malik Anderson. Foul was on the rebound. That is the 3rd on the Chargers as a team, 4 so far on Whitney Young. So 2 seconds here for the Dolphins as they inbound from underneath the Chargers basket. They'll be inbounding from the right of the basket. Freeman is the inbounds man. Freeman quickly into Baker, can't get it to go at the buzzer, and that will do it for the first quarter with St. Joseph trailing 12-9. Whitney Young with a 3-point lead, but the Chargers are lucky to be trailing by just 3. Came up with a run near the end of that first quarter to cut it close. We've got a good one here, folks. We'll be back with you on Arena Sportsnet in just about 20 seconds. Welcome back to arenasportsnet.com. 12-9 the score. Whitney Young with the lead. They jumped out to a 10-1 advantage, but then the Chargers went on an 8-2 run to end that first quarter, sparked in large part by Jordan Boyd, who had 8 of the 9 Charger points in that first quarter. Ahmad Muhammad also chipped in with 1 point for St. Joe's. For Whitney Young, Tyler Beard had 4 points. Miles Baker had 4 as well, and so did Javon Freeman. The Dolphins will start with possession here in the second quarter. Whitney Young moving towards the stage here at St. Joseph. Javon Freeman will inbound it into Castaneda. Castaneda on the right wing for Beard. Beard guarded by Muhammad. Beard gets a screen, now looking for a pass out. Had it tipped away for a moment, still has it, puts up a shot, and a foul is called. Foul may have been before the shot. And that foul is on Jordan Boyd, his first, 4th on the Chargers as a team. Keenan Jones will inbound it for the Dolphins. Into Seeger. Now it's Castaneda with it. Beard will take a right corner 3. Off the mark. Rebound tip to Chance Aldridge. Chargers can cut it to 1 or tie it up on this possession. Muhammad on the left wing. Drives, then dribbles back out. Top of the key, Boyd. Jalen Boyd, that is. Now to his brother Jordan. Jordan on the left wing. Back out for Chance Aldridge. Aldridge guarded by Castaneda. Now for Jordan Boyd, left wing beyond the three-point line. Boyd driving to the basket. Gets all the way to the hoop. What a start for Jordan Boyd. He has 10 points of the 11 total for the Chargers. It's a 1-point game. Here's Freeman to Castaneda. Back for Beard. Now it's Freeman with it on the left wing. Dishes back out. Now it's Castaneda driving. Now Beard on the right wing. Beard fakes the shot. Stolen away. Up ahead to Jafari Brown in the front court. Wide open. The Chargers take the lead on the finger roll by Jafari Brown. And since it was 10-1, a 12-2 run for the Chargers. Javon Freeman inside. Easy 2 for Keenan Jones. 14-13 Whitney Young. Just over 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. Here's Jalen Boyd, baseline jumper, short. Rebound to the Dolphins. Castaneda pushing in transition, drives all the way to the hoop. High off the glass, rebound to Jordan Boyd. Boyd trying to find a way past Seeger, and he draws a foul. Some contact there from Elliott Seeger on Jordan Boyd. That is the 5th on Whitney Young as a team. Re-entering the game for Whitney Young is Miles Baker. Chance Aldridge inbounding for the Chargers, having trouble finding a pass in. Eventually gets it into Jordan Boyd on the left wing, driving, spinning. Oh, what a move by Jordan Boyd as he put up the finger roll, up and in. Unbelievable. And then coming the other way, Ahmad Muhammad draws a charge. This gym is up for grabs, and it's 15-14 Chargers. They have the ball here with 5:40 to play in the second quarter. Castaneda is called for the foul. That is the 6th team foul on Whitney Young here in the first half. So the next foul puts St. Joe's in the bonus. Full court press here from Whitney Young. Muhammad is the inbounds man. Into Aldridge. Aldridge on the right side. Drives the lane, dishes off for Jalen Boyd. Off glass, no good. Put back from Jafari Brown isn't there either. Another chance from Muhammad. Can't get it to go as he drove the lane. A few different chances there for the Chargers, but they couldn't get it. Now stolen by Jalen Boyd, but dished back in for Freeman. Now Baker puts up a shot close. Isn't there. Freeman is there for the putback. He has 6 points. It's 16-15 Whitney Young. the pace of this game in favor of the Dolphins right now, very back and forth. The Chargers can play with speed, but may not have the bench that Whitney Young does. Jalen Boyd spins, puts up a kind of awkward shot, isn't there. Rebound and going the other way is Whitney Young. Miles Baker with it in the left corner for Seeger. Seeger looking back for Baker, goes off his leg, out of bounds. It'll go back to St. Joe's. 16-15 is the score. Whitney Young with a 1-point lead with 4:44 to play in the second quarter. Jafari Brown brings it up the right side. Nearly lost the basketball. Then dishes for Anderson. Anderson for Aldridge. Aldridge gets by his man. Tried to dish down low for Jafari Brown. It's stolen away by the Dolphins. Coming up the left side is Baker. And now it's a tie-up. Possession arrow pointing the way of the Chargers. As Justin Warren was tied up there. So the Chargers have it with 4:20 to play in the second. They trail by 1. Whitney Young has led by as many as 9 in this one, but it's been back and forth here in the second quarter. Malik Anderson on the right wing to Jalen Boyd at the elbow. Boyd dribbles back out beyond the three-point line, then back for Anderson. Now Muhammad at the top of the key. Muhammad drives, dishes off for Anderson. Right corner three, can't get the roll. Offensive rebound by Jafari Brown. Puts it up, is blocked from behind. Now Freeman coming the other way. In the lane, and he scoops it up and in. 18-15 Whitney Young, and Freeman showing on that play why he was highly recruited heading to Valparaiso. Chance Aldridge with it. Now Jalen Boyd dishes back out. Jafari Brown thought about the three, dribbles back in for the two. That's long. Rebound of the Dolphins. Freeman coming with it up the left side. Dishes into the corner for Baker. His three short. Offensive rebound by Tyler Beard. And then a foul is called. Foul on Ahmad Muhammad. His second, 5th on the Chargers as a team as Castaneda comes back onto the floor for Whitney Young. Javon Freeman heading to the bench. The first time he's had a breather tonight. Inbounds into Castaneda. Now it's Seeger with it. Or rather Warren. Warren dribbling between the circles. And Warren dishes for Jones. Jones hands back off for Warren. Now Castaneda in the right corner. Castaneda guarded by Aldridge. Dishes back out for Beard. Beard drives the lane, puts it up and in. Had to switch hands there near the end. Tyler Beard, the talented sophomore, 20-15 Whitney Young. The lead back up to 5 for the Dolphins with 2:40 to play in the first half. Muhammad drives, pulls up for a jumper, and he got it. Ahmad Muhammad has 3, 20-17. Here's Castaneda, drives, gets to the hoop, but can't get the lay-in to go. Rebound to Malik Anderson. Anderson up ahead to Jalen Boyd in the front court. Now he'll dish back off for Anderson to reset the offense. Now it's Jordan Boyd. Posting up, facing a double team. Finds some space, puts it up and in, and the foul. He'll go to the line looking to complete a three-point play. What a night it's been for Jordan Boyd. He has a chance to tie it at the free throw line. He has 14 points already. Jordan Boyd is at the line looking for point number 15 here. He could tie up the ball game. Can't get the free throw to go. Rebound was tipped, but Whitney Young has it. Now coming in transition. And falling to the floor is Justin Warren, as this will be a reach-in foul against the Chargers. Sixth foul on the Chargers as a team. And it goes on Jordan Boyd, his second foul. Justin Warren with the basketball for Whitney Young. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. The Dolphins clinging on to a 1-point lead. It's been a mini 4-0 run here for the Chargers after it looked like Whitney Young was going to go back up to a larger lead. They led by 9 in the first quarter. Here's Beard spinning his way and then dishes underneath, and Keenan Jones is fouled as he put up a shot. That foul is on Ahmad Muhammad, his third and the seventh on the Chargers. Ahmad Muhammad with 3 fouls with 1:42 to play here in the first half, and John Robinson preparing to come in for the Chargers. The young sophomore did extremely well in the three-point shooting competition earlier tonight, as the first free throw is good from Jones. As Robinson will check in for Muhammad with those 3 fouls. That's something to watch the rest of the evening. Jordan Boyd also has 2 for the Chargers. And Jordan Boyd is on the bench. So the current lineup out there, Robinson, Anderson, Aldridge, Jalen Boyd, and Jafari Brown for the Chargers. Second free throw here from Keenan Jones, also good. 22-19 Dolphins with 1:42 to play in the first half. Aldridge brings it over half court for the Chargers. Now down low, they find Jafari Brown, blocked away. Charger fans wanted a foul call, isn't there. Now Freeman driving to the basket, and he is fouled. And that's on Jalen Boyd. That's his first. 8th on the Chargers as a team. Freeman at the line for 2. Javon Freeman already with 8 points for the Dolphins. And Whitney Young leads it by 3. First free throw, off the mark. The second free throw here from Javon Freeman is good. 23-19, 4-point lead for Whitney Young. Chargers with the basketball now. Jalen Boyd in the backcourt on the left side. Brings it up the floor to Robinson in the left corner. Robinson out for Anderson. Anderson near midcourt. Dribbles to the right side, and it's stolen away by Beard. Beard goes up for the two-handed slam. 25-19, Whitney Young. Now it's Jalen Boyd with it. 50 seconds to play in the first half. Boyd spinning his way in the lane. Off glass, got the roll around the cylinder. And Jalen Boyd has his first points. It's 25-21. 40 seconds to play in the first half. You would think Tyrone Slaughter would have his Dolphins hold for the last shot of this first half. Javon Freeman with the basketball. Just dribbling out time, down to 25 seconds. Now down to 20. Freeman setting up the offense. Now down to 8 seconds. Here's Miles Baker with it. Finds Beard under the hoop, can't get it to go. The putback attempt from Nije, and he is fouled. He'll go to line for 2 with 1 second to play in the half. Sengole Nije, the sophomore, and the foul on Malik Anderson, his second. So 2 free throws for Nije. First one is a high arcing shot, no good. 25-21 with 1 second left in the half. And one more free throw here for Nije. Also no good, and that will do it for the first half. A back-and-forth affair. 25-21. Whitney Young with a 4-point lead. They led by as many as 9 in that first quarter. Jumped out to a 10-1 lead. But then it was a major run for the Chargers that brought them back into this one. St. Joe's had a lead briefly in that second quarter. But the story for the Chargers in that first half, Jordan Boyd came up with 8 points in that first quarter, and they added 6 more in the second quarter for 14 of the 21 points for the Chargers. Ahmad Muhammad had 3, Jafari Brown had 2, and Jalen Boyd had 2 for Whitney Young. Javon Freeman with 9 points in that first half. Tyler Beard, the sophomore, had 8 points for the Dolphins, and Miles Baker had 4. Well, if you didn't have a chance to listen to it earlier on in the pregame before tonight's game, I had a chance to sit down and talk with St. Joseph Chargers head coach Gene Pingatore. Asked him about the comeback victory in the regional semifinal against St. Ignatius. This group of seniors and how they have come back in so many games this season. They've really become accustomed to do that, and tonight is no exception as they were trailing by 9. Have worked their way back into this one. And Coach Pingatore also just talking about this matchup with Whitney Young. So here he is, if you missed it earlier, Coach Gene Pingatore before tonight's game against Whitney Young. We're here with St. Joseph Chargers head coach Gene Pingatore before tonight's Class 4A regional final against Whitney Young here at St. Joe's. Coach, let's go back to that regional semifinal against St. Ignatius. You're down 16 at one point. What made the difference in coming back to win that game in overtime?
I don't know. You tell me. We've been down a lot the last several games, and we've been coming back. I think we played a team that was really psyched to play us. We played them a close game earlier in the year, and I was worried about that, and possibly overconfidence on the part of our kids that caused us to get down. But all year we've been coming back from deficits, so they know how to do it, and they got the job done. I mean, you can't always do it, but they seem to know that they have to get down, and it starts with the defensive end and shot selection, and got to do the things that we've been preaching,
Yeah, I was actually going to say, a lot of comebacks this season. What do you think that says about the mindset and the attitude of this team to not give up in situations like that?
Well, that part's good. I'm not sure what to say with the mindset that allows us to get down by 15, 16, or 18.
Well, hopefully not tonight. Hopefully a better start.
Can't happen that way tonight.
A little bit tougher to come back against the defending state champ. Well, overall, you've won 7 of your last 8 games, and obviously a tough start to the last game, but do you feel like this team is starting to play up to that potential, the hopes you had at the beginning of the year?
Well, they have all month. The whole month of February, we've been pretty good. I just watched the Rita game, the same thing, we just fell short by 1 point. So it's typical of what we tend to do over the years. We like to get ready for end of January and month of February to get ready for a state tournament or for conference play if we were in the thick of it and so forth. So
it's definitely gone better this past month. And Coach, how about the performance of Jafari Brown on Wednesday night?
Well, he's the one that kept us in the game. We're down in the first half, but it could have been worse if it wasn't for him. And so we needed someone stepping up in all these situations. This time it was Jafari. In the Rita game it was Jalen. So we have that kind of a team. We don't have to depend on just one guy.
Yeah, it's definitely a luxury.
Right.
Those 5 senior starters, all of them have had different games this season where they've stepped up.
Right, exactly.
Well, Coach, Whitney Young, the defending state champions, how do you keep your team from reading too much into the name on the jersey for Whitney Young?
How do they keep from reading the name on our jersey, St. Joseph? I mean, they know each other. All these kids know each other from playing in the summer. And I don't think, everyone's going to get up for us because of our track record over the years, and Whitney Young more recently. So how can you not be up for the regional championship game? So
huge game, obviously.
Right.
Couple of D1 guards for Whitney Young with Freeman and Castaneda. How key is the play of Chance and Ahmad tonight, both defensively and offensively?
Who said Ahmad's guarding Freeman? No, they have to, again, rise to the occasion. There's such a fine line between D1 and D2 and whatever, D3. Our kids will be fine.
And Coach, those 5 seniors mentioned a little bit earlier, you stuck with that lineup throughout the whole season. How much do you think their experience, obviously they were younger players going back their freshman year when you guys won the state championship, and then sophomores with the Final Four run. How much do you think being in the program for those runs has helped them this season as they march forward in the playoffs?
It should, because they know what it takes. We've been preaching that all year. You know what got us there before, and that's what you have to do. It's a very simple thing.
And trying to carry on a tradition of a lot of postseason success. 32 regional championships, going for number 33 tonight.
Oh, I didn't realize it was 32. Anyway, it's always fun. It never gets old.
And it should be a fun one tonight. Coach, any final thoughts before this game?
No, we have to do all the things I've been saying all year. But more so tonight. The intensity level will be a lot greater, and that's the key, to meet their intensity right away and not fall behind.
And it should be a fun one tonight. Hopefully you guys don't fall behind, and hopefully you can come away with a regional championship victory. Coach, thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again to Coach Gene Pingatore for joining us before tonight's regional championship game against Whitney Young. As Coach said, thought that the Chargers couldn't afford to fall behind in this one, but they did. 10-1 early. Came back, went on a nice run, sparked in large part by Jordan Boyd, as Jordan Boyd had 14 points in that first half of the 21 total for the Chargers. Again, 25-21 the score. Whitney Young with a 4-point lead over St. Joseph, as the second half is just about 3 minutes away here on Arena Sportsnet. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with you for the second half of this regional final between St. Joseph and Whitney Young. Welcome back to arenasportsnet.com. Regional final coverage here in Class 4A in the IHSA. Whitney Young and St. Joseph, the Dolphins, with a 25-21 lead here at the half. We're just about a minute away from second half action, and the Dolphins are out warming up. St. Joseph has not come out of the locker room yet for the second half. Not sure the reasoning, and now the Chargers do come back out onto the floor, but they will not have the warm-up time for the second half that Whitney Young has had. As the Chargers will just have to go straight into game action coming back from the locker room. I'm sure Coach Pingatore has come up with his best possible motivational speech, and also from a schematic perspective, coming up with some adjustments for this second half. As Whitney Young has a 4-point lead, they led by as many as 9 in that first quarter. It was 10-1. Then the Chargers struck back and came back and had a lead in that second quarter, but Whitney Young reclaimed the lead and has held on here for a 4-point lead as we head into the second half of this regional final between two of the best programs in the Chicago for either teams, and it gives Whitney Young a 28-21 lead. 7:30 to play in the third quarter of these two teams. Second free throw from Jalen Boyd. This one is good. 28-22 the score. Castaneda dribbles around to the left wing, then hands off for Freeman. They dish back out for Baker, and it's stolen away by the Chargers. Jordan Boyd, no, he lost it. Now Baker will drive. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Jalen Boyd. Aldridge with the basketball now. On the right side, Chargers trailing by 6. Jalen Boyd pulls up for a short jumper. Got the roll. So Jalen Boyd has the Chargers' first 3 points in this second half, 28-24. Freeman on the right wing. Now for Baker on the left wing. Baker looking for a screen from Kosakowski. Now dishes off to Kosakowski, who hands for Castaneda. Castaneda on the crossover. Now dishes back off Baker. And Baker drives, draws the foul, and gets the bucket to go. Foul is on Jalen Boyd, his second. The first on the Chargers here in the second half. Get the 3 to go. Aldridge bringing up the left side. Gets the bucket. Flexes after that. So a chance for a 3-point play for Javon Freeman. And that foul is on Jordan Boyd. That's his third. So he's in foul trouble now with 5:15 to play in the third. The second on the Chargers as a team. And Antonio Hardaway is readying to come on, you would assume, for Jordan Boyd with those 3 fouls. So the first time we've seen Hardaway tonight, the transfer from St. Viator. $11 points already for Javon Freeman. Here's the free throw, and he completes the 3-point play. So make it 12 for Freeman, 34-29. Whitney Young with a 5-point lead, just over 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Jalen Boyd on the right wing, right corner, Anderson. Anderson to Aldridge at half court to reset the offense. Now Aldridge dribbles to the left side, back to the right side. Looking for a pass, couldn't find it, but then eventually dished back off for Jafari Brown. Brown pulls up for a jumper, can't get the roll. Rebound Javon Freeman. Freeman pushing up the right wing at the elbow. Now trying to drive, stolen away by Malik Anderson, and they're going to say that he traveled with it. As Anderson was just trying to gain possession there, called for the travel. 4:40 to play in the third. Whitney Young will have it from underneath the Chargers basket on the right side. Freeman with the quick inbound to Kosakowski. Kosakowski spins on the left side, off glass and in. First points of the night for Jake Kosakowski, 36-29, a 7-point lead for Whitney Young with 4.5 minutes to play in the third. Jafari Brown, left wing, guarded by Kosakowski. Brown trying to cross over on Kosakowski, and a timeout is called by St. Joseph head coach Gene Pingator with 4:17 to play in the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break here on Arena Sportsnet. 36-29, Whitney Young leading St. Joe's. Welcome back to Arena Sportsnet. Whitney Young with a 36-29 lead over St. Joseph with 4:17 to play in the third. It was a 25-21 halftime score. As the Dolphins have extended that lead to 7 points. The Chargers will have it coming out of the timeout. Inbounding from the sideline right near their own bench. Malik Anderson will be the inbounds man. Anderson into Jafari Brown in the backcourt on the right side. Brown dribbles to the center of the court. Now off Jalen Boyd. Right wing three, short. Rebound is tipped, and the Chargers have it with Chance Aldridge. Aldridge back for Anderson. Anderson out for Jafari Brown. Was looking to Aldridge in the corner. Instead, he'll drive with it, and he's called for the travel. As Brown tried to lift the basketball there over a defender's arms, and they weren't going to allow him to do that without it touching the floor. Here's Castaneda. It's stolen away. Anderson coming up the floor on the left side, and he falls to the ground. Blocking foul on Kosakowski. And it'll be 2 free throws for Malik Anderson, as they'll say he was in the act of shooting there. Third foul on Kosakowski. 2 free throws for Malik Anderson. As Anderson nails the first free throw. As Keenan Jones comes on for Kosakowski with those 3 fouls. Foul trouble for the Chargers. Ahmad Muhammad with 3. Jordan Boyd with 3. Both of them on the bench. As Anderson gets the second free throw. 5 points in the third quarter for Malik Anderson, and it's a 5-point game. 36-31, Whitney Young. 3:40 to play in the third. Freeman on the left side, looking for a screen. And the long two-pointer. That's the first points of the night for Castaneda. 38-31. Here's Jafari Brown, fall-away jumper, point jumper. Second foul on Hardaway. 4th on the Chargers as a team with 2:30 to play on the third. Castaneda at the line for 2 free throws. First free throw is good. 39-31 as Ahmad Muhammad comes back with those 3 fouls. Hardaway will head to the bench. The second free throw from Castaneda, short, off front iron. 39-31 as Jalen Boyd came down with the rebound. Boyd on the left side. Now at the top of the key, dishes back off for Muhammad. Muhammad to Aldridge, now back for Muhammad between the circles. Muhammad dribbling back to the top of the key, trying to find something. Nobody's open for the Chargers. Now Muhammad trying to create something himself here. Dishes back off for Aldridge. Aldridge hands off for Anderson, and a travel is called. So many traveling violations for the Chargers here in this third quarter, and it's allowed Whitney Young to increase that lead to 8 points. They can take advantage on this possession. They'd have a double-digit lead for the first time tonight. 1:45 to play in the third. Castaneda for Beard. Beard on the right baseline, fall-away jumper. Can't get the roll. Rebound, Jalen Boyd. Now Aldridge up the right side. Near midcourt. Aldridge to Muhammad in the left corner. Back out for Aldridge. Left wing, dribbles near center court. Now Aldridge on the right baseline, dishes back for Muhammad. Muhammad goes back out to the right corner. 1:15 to play in the third. Chargers trailing by 8. Muhammad drives the lane, puts it up, can't get it to go. Foul is called on the rebound. As Jafari Brown was pushed in the back by Javon Freeman. That is his first. Third on Whitney Young as a team in the second half. As Justin Warren comes back on for Whitney Young. Aldridge will inbound quickly to Jalen Boyd, who catches the pass in the air and puts it in. 39-33, much needed bucket there for the Chargers. Under a minute to play in the third as Beard's looking to drive. Passes well over the head of Miles Baker and out of bounds. So back to St. Joe's. 56 seconds to play in the third, 39-33 Whitney Young. Aldridge has it in the backcourt. Now he dribbles up the left side of the floor. Hands off for Muhammad on the right wing beyond the three-point line. Muhammad takes a three. It's long. Rebound is tipped back for Muhammad. Short jumper is good. 39-35. Lead is back down to 4 for Whitney Young. Freeman driving, dishing. And is this going to be an offensive foul? No, they call a blocking foul on Ahmad Muhammad. And the crowd here is livid at St. Joe's in the third. What an atmosphere here at St. Joseph. The intensity is rising. A regional final on the line. 24 seconds to play in the third. But Ahmad Muhammad having those 4 fouls could prove to be crucial here in this ball game. Robinson will inbound it. The Chargers are near the Whitney Young bench. They can hold for the last shot of the third quarter. Jalen Boyd brings it up the right side. Boyd to Aldridge on the left wing, well beyond the three-point line with 12 seconds. Dribbles near center court. Now Anderson has it. Back for Boyd in the right corner near half court. 7 seconds. Anderson, right corner, 3. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. Jafari Brown puts it up. Can't get it. At the buzzer, a putback attempt from Anderson is no good. Don't believe it would have counted anyway. So at the end of the third quarter, the score is Whitney Young 39 and St. Joseph 35 in what should be a fantastic finish with a regional championship on the line. Stay tuned here to Arena Sportsnet. Welcome back to Arena Sportsnet. Whitney Young leading 39-35 at the end of 3 quarters in what has been a game that has lived up to all the hype thus far. And here we go, the fourth quarter from St. Joseph. The Chargers wearing their usual road red uniforms as Whitney Young is the higher seeded team, but this is certainly a home atmosphere for the Chargers. And they will start with the ball here in the fourth, moving towards the stage here at St. Joseph. Chance Aldridge will inbound it from the right sideline into Jalen Boyd in the backcourt. Boyd dribbles up the left side. Now near the center area of the court, hands off for Malik Anderson. Anderson for Aldridge on the left side, well beyond the three-point line. Aldridge to Jordan Boyd. Boyd looking for Jafari Brown, and the pass goes out of bounds. Costly turnover there on the opening possession of the fourth quarter. And Whitney Young will have it now with Baker inbounding to Freeman. Freeman with 12 points so far tonight. Dishes off for Justin Boyd. Now Freeman back with it on the right wing. 7.5 minutes to play here. 39-35, Whitney Young. Freeman at the elbow, top of the key, Beard. Beard trying to dish out in the corner, and that pass goes off the hands of Miles Baker. It's back to the Chargers. As Kozakowski will come back on for the Dolphins. Jafari Brown with it in the backcourt. Brown brings it up the right side, now dribbles near center court as it's stolen away by Freeman. Freeman heading for the hoop, and the two-handed over-the-head slam for Freeman. Now the Chargers running with it the other way, 41-35. Aldridge for 3, can't get it to go. Rebound is tipped, foul is called on the Chargers. That's on Jordan Boyd. That's his fourth. So now Muhammad with 4, Jordan Boyd with 4. And what do you do here? Jordan Boyd's going to have to come off the floor with those 4 fouls with 6:55 to play. When can you put him back in? Might have to wait until under about 4 minutes. Depends on the situation. Whitney Young leading by 6, 41-35. 6:45 to play. Freeman on the right wing, dishes off for Castaneda. Castaneda back out Freeman, right corner 3. He got it. The lead is up to 9. That matches the highest it's been in this ballgame for Whitney Young, and now the Chargers having trouble getting it in, eventually to Jalen Boyd. Boyd on the left side, had it stripped out of his hand, out of bounds. The Chargers will keep it. 44-35, 6:21 to play. Chargers inbounding from underneath the Dolphins basket. Chance Aldridge had to go all the way into the backcourt for Jalen Boyd. Boyd brings it over half court. Boyd at the free throw line takes a jumper. He's fouled as he nails the shot. A huge shot by Jalen Boyd, and a chance to make it a 3-point play. That foul is on Beard. The 4th on Whitney Young as a team. The free throw from Jalen Boyd is nothing but net. 44-38. Chargers trailing by 6. Whitney Young with the ball here with just over 6 minutes to play. Tyler Beard with it near half court. Guarded by Jafari Brown. Trying to cross over on Brown. Takes a long 2-point jumper and sinks it. The sophomore has looked impressive tonight. 46-38 Whitney Young. 5:45 to play in the 4th. Jalen Boyd pulls up for a jumper. Is fouled again on the jump shot. So Jalen Boyd has been fouled on 2 consecutive jump shots as this goes on Kozakowski. His 4th, 5th on Whitney Young as a team. So Boyd will have 2 free throws. The first from Jalen Boyd is good. Ahmad Muhammad and Jordan Boyd both on the bench for the Chargers with 4 fouls as John Robinson will check in for Antonio Hardaway. More guards on the floor for the Chargers to work against the pressure of Whitney Young. Second free throw for Jalen Boyd. Nothing but net. 46-40. Dolphins with a 6-point lead. As Beard brings it up the left side for Whitney Young. Beard driving all the way to the hoop. Scoops high off the glass and in. What a play by the sophomore. And a timeout is taken by the Chargers with the score, Whitney Young 48 and St. Joseph 40 with 5:31 to play here in the 4th quarter. We're going to take a quick break on Arena Sports Net. Stick with us. (48-40), Whitney Young leading St. Joe's here in the 4th quarter. 5:31 to play. Dolphins have led by as many as 9 in this one, but they have not been able to extend that lead over double digits. But on the other hand, the Chargers, since that second quarter, have not been able to reclaim the lead or tie this ball game back up. Chargers briefly had a 1-point lead in that second quarter. Whitney Young going with a full court press. Ahmad Muhammad and Jordan Boyd both on the floor with those 4 fouls. And you would think with 5:31 to play, they're going to stick in for the rest of this ball game, assuming that they don't foul out. Muhammad brings it over half court for the Chargers. At the top of the key for Aldridge on the right wing. Aldridge looking for a pass now. Trying to get it to Jordan Boyd, but finds Jafari Brown. Had it blocked initially, then put it up and in on the second chance. 48-42, 6-point game, 5 minutes to play in the 4th. Freeman driving, dishing the easy bucket from Miles Baker. That was Keenan Jones. 50-42, Whitney Young. And Muhammad trying to hand off there for Jalen Boyd, and a foul is called on Javon Freeman. That's the second on Freeman. Sixth on Whitney Young as a team. Chargers will inbound from near their own bench. Muhammad trying to find Aldridge. It's stolen by Castaneda, and he has the easy right-handed lay-in to give Whitney Young a 10-point lead. 52-42, 4:39 to play. Here's Jafari Brown breaking the press. Dishes off for Jordan Boyd. He lost the basketball. It was blocked away by Beard into the hand of Freeman, and the Chargers take a timeout with 4:32 to play in the fourth, trailing by 10. It's the largest lead of the night for Whitney Young. Do the Chargers have one more run in them? They've been a team all season long that have come back from some pretty big deficits. Can they do it here on their home floor in the regional final, trailing by 10 with 4:32 to play? It's been a great ball game so far, but Whitney Young has been able to keep the Chargers at an arm's length since that second quarter. Be difficult for the Chargers to come back with 4:32 to play. And remember, Jordan Boyd and Ahmad Muhammad both have 4 fouls. But they've been on the floor here with the Chargers trailing by 10. You need 2 of your best players. And for these 5 senior starters that are out there, they have to realize here, down 10, do they have this one last run in them? Because if they can't, this will be their last game in a Chargers uniform. Aldridge inbound to Jalen Boyd. Now Jordan Boyd posting up in the right post. Puts it off glass, off the mark. And then Chance Aldridge tipped it off of Justin Boyd. He thought it went off the body of Boyd, but they'll say it was last touched by St. Joe's. So Whitney Young will keep it. 4:24 to play. Javon Freeman will inbounds it here. Into Castaneda, facing tight pressure from Aldridge. Did they get a tie-up? No, they call a foul on Jalen Boyd. That's the third on Jalen Boyd and the 7th on the Chargers as a team, so Castaneda will have a 1-and-1 with 4:19 to play. Castaneda's been relatively quiet tonight with just 5 points. First free throw is good. So he earns a second free throw, the lead up to 11. Largest of the night for Whitney Young. Second free throw from Castaneda. No good. Rebound to Jordan Boyd. Aldridge with it now in the backcourt. Trying to get by Castaneda. Dishes off for Jalen Boyd on the left side. Drives baseline, off glass and in. Huge bucket for the Chargers, and they're able to set up the press. Castaneda in the right corner. Looking ahead for Freeman. Tipped out of bounds. And they call a foul on Ahmad Muhammad as he was going for that ball out of bounds, and that will do it for the night for Muhammad. Wow, a critical foul there, as now Muhammad will have to sit for the rest of the night with 3:59 to play. 53-44 Whitney Young. And now John Robinson will have to check in for the Chargers. That is the 8th foul on the Chargers as a team. So Ahmad Muhammad's night is done. He had 5 points, as Freeman will have the 1-and-1. First free throw is good from Freeman. Javon Freeman with 18 points thus far on the evening. Second free throw is also good. 55-44, Whitney Young with just under 4 minutes to play. Jalen Boyd still has to get over half court, and he indeed does to Chance Aldridge, looking to dish down low, tipped out of bounds by Whitney Young. So the Chargers will inbound from underneath the Dolphins basket. Aldridge into Jalen Boyd. Foul called. Offensive foul on Jalen Boyd. And the crowd is livid here as they're saying Jalen Boyd pushed to get space on that inbounds. Fourth foul on Jalen Boyd, and Ahmad Muhammad's already fouled out. Jordan Boyd has 4 fouls. 3.5 minutes to play, 55-45. So here's Justin Boyd, now Javon Freeman on the right wing, 3:30 to play. Here's Castaneda for Freeman. Freeman back for Castaneda, now Beard. Dolphins just trying to run clock here. Trapped in the corner, now they find Boyd right at the baseline. Timeout is called by Whitney Young as Coach Tyrone Slaughter wants to talk to his Dolphins. 55-45, an 11-point lead for Whitney Young with 3:09 to play in this one. Well, the Chargers have been right in this one throughout, but they just haven't been able to claw all the way back. As Whitney Young said earlier, they've held the Chargers at an arm's length since that second quarter, the last time the Chargers had the lead. Early on in this one, Whitney Young jumped out to a 9-point lead. It was much closer in that second and third quarter. But near the end of the third and here into the fourth, the Dolphins have started to pull away a bit. Can the Chargers come up with a run here? With 3:09 to play, they trail it by 11. Again, Ahmad Muhammad has fouled out. Jordan Boyd has 4 fouls. And Jalen Boyd has 4 fouls as well. Javon Freeman will inbound it. Freeman has it on the right side. Freeman facing tight pressure, stolen away by Jafari Brown. And he's going to be called for an offensive foul there as he used his arm there to push off. That's the first foul on Jafari Brown. 10th on the Chargers as a team, but since it was an offensive foul, no free throws for Whitney Young, but they'll be in the double bonus for the rest of the ball game. 2:59 to play, 55-44 Dolphins. Into Castaneda, trapped in the corner, ahead to Freeman just past midcourt. Freeman puts it off glass and back iron and in. Give 21 points now to Freeman, 57-44. Jalen Boyd driving on the right side, called for an offensive foul. And he has fouled out of the ball game. So Jalen Boyd is fouled out after Ahmad Muhammad already fouled out. As trying to get the crowd under control here. And I think in this case, maybe rightfully so. A lot of boos ringing through the crowd as, not to comment on whether the accuracy of the calls, but the comment I can make is that there have been quite a few more whistles blowing against the Chargers than the other way. And that's all I'll say. As Jalen Boyd is fouled out, Ahmad Muhammad is fouled out. and the Whitney Young lead is 13 points with 2:44 to play. We're going to take a quick break here on Arena Sportsnet. We'll be back with the rest of this one. (57-44). The Whitney Young lead is 13 points with 2:44 to play. After Jalen Boyd just fouled out on an offensive foul. So on the floor for the Chargers, Chance Aldridge, Malik Anderson, John Robinson, Jafari Brown, and Jordan Boyd. Javon Freeman will inbound it for Whitney Young. Into Castaneda. Castaneda in the backcourt. Up ahead now for Baker. They dish back for Freeman. Freeman spins, and he is fouled. 2:32 to play. And that foul is on Malik Anderson, his third. Whitney Young in the double bonus, as Javon Freeman will have 2 free throws. Already with 21 points on the night. And he makes the first free throw. As Jake Kosikowski comes back on for the Dolphins, and the lead is 14 for Whitney Young. Second free throw is also good. 59-44 Whitney Young. Robinson to Jafari Brown underneath, and he is hacked by Beard. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. .222 to play, 15-point lead for Whitney Young. It's been an 11-4 run for the Dolphins to increase the lead to 15 points as Brown misses the first free throw. As Castaneda comes back on. Second free throw from Jafari Brown is good. 59-45, full court press here from the Chargers. Castaneda trapped in the corner. Gets it out to Baker. Now wide open underneath the hoop is Javon Freeman. He's been the star of the night for the Dolphins. 61-45, a 16-point lead for Whitney Young with 2 minutes to play. And Chance Aldridge stepped out of bounds there. It'll go back to the Dolphins with 2:01 left. And unfortunately, time just about running out here on the Chargers season as they trail by 16 with 2 minutes to play. But this game, much closer than the score says right now, as Jafari Brown fouls, and now nearly a scuffle ensuing on the sideline. Thankfully, quickly that was cleared up. You hate to see something like that, but certainly there's a lot of frustration in the end of a season and the end of a high school career. As that foul's on Jafari Brown. His second foul. And he was also given a technical foul as well, as Jafari Brown continued to push there on the sideline. And he'll head to the bench. And that will do it for Jafari Brown. So it'll be 2 free throws and the ball for Whitney Young. At the line is Miles Baker. First free throw is good. 62-45 Dolphins, 1:55 to play. Second free throw from Baker, also good. That makes it 63-45. It may not. I thought there was a technical foul, but St. Joe still does have the ball. 63-45, 1:45 to play. Chargers with it. As Brandon Malone, the sophomore, has come on. It's stolen away by Castaneda. Timeout is called by Whitney Young with 1:35 to play. They lead it by 18. And they are on their way to a regional championship. They'll be heading to the sectional semifinal at Riverside Brookfield. They will play the winner of Lincoln Park and Oak Park. And that game going on tonight as well at Lane in Chicago. So that'll be the sectional semifinal. Whitney Young taking on the winner of Oak Park River Forest and Lincoln Park, as the Dolphins showed why tonight. They're one of the elite teams in the state of Illinois, and they'll certainly have a chance at a state championship continuing on throughout this month of March. 1:30 to play, as fans wanted a travel call there. There's nothing called, as Whitney Young has brought some substitutes onto the floor. Seeger with it. Now it's Nije with 1:10. Stolen away by Chance Aldridge. Aldridge with the lay-in attempt, blocked away by Nije. Now Robinson for three. Got it. John Robinson sinks the three. 63-48, 15-point game. Now Seeger trying to track down a ball. Nearly stepped out of bounds. Whitney Young will have it, and a foul committed by Jordan Boyd. That's his fifth, and now nearly another scuffle here. Boy, things have really escalated in this ball game. 53 seconds left, a 15-point game. And those frustrations can come about as you see a season come to an end. A game that has been much closer than the score here, 63-48, but St. Joe's had the lead in the second quarter. Were close throughout the third quarter, but the Dolphins have just been able to pull away here in the fourth, and some frustration from the Chargers. 53 seconds left here. But for St. Joseph, these seniors, as freshmen, they watch their older classmates win a state championship. Their sophomore season, a Final Four appearance, and this season, 18 wins. Certainly nothing to shake their heads at. They have to be proud of that, as Seeger sinks a free throw to make it 64-48. And this is a technical, as he is alone on the free throw line, and he makes the second free throw as well. And now I believe he'll have a couple more free throws for just the normal foul. So he makes this one as well. 66-48, 18-point lead for Whitney Young. Again, this game much closer than the score right now. The Chargers had the lead in the second quarter as Seeger makes another free throw to make it 67-48, a 19-point lead, the largest of the game for Whitney Young. 53 seconds left. And for the Chargers, Nakeesh Shaheed Owens, a sophomore, able to get on the floor with Jalen Flowers, also a sophomore. Brandon Malone, another sophomore, getting experience out there with Antonio Hardaway as well. So some of the younger players on the expanded playoff roster getting a chance. D'Amico Newtall as well out there for the Chargers. A good chance for these guys to get some experience in a playoff atmosphere as the three is off the mark from Brandon Malone with 30 seconds to play. And going for a slam there. Couldn't quite get it for Whitney Young. Now coming the other way are the Chargers and putting the layup. It's no good. Offensive rebound by Hardaway. Can't get that to go. It's tipped out. Now a shot from Flowers. Flowers got it off the glass and in. And Jalen Flowers has 2 points with 8 seconds to play. Now down to 5, 4. That will do it for this one. Whitney Young wins the regional championship here at St. Joseph, 67-50. But again, Chargers have a lot to be proud of this season, an 18-win season, and they had a berth in a regional championship game, and they fought their hardest in this one, but Whitney Young comes away with a 67-50 victory here at St. Joseph. I'd like to take this time to say thank you to everyone here at St. Joseph High School. It's been a fantastic season. It's been a lot of fun to cover the Chargers here on arenasportsnet.com. Thanks to Mark Cisetti for making this all possible, the president of the St. Joseph Basketball Alumni Association, athletic director Bruce DeSanto, and head coach Gene Pingatore. Thank you so much to Coach Pingatore for spending time with me before a lot of the games this season, something he did not have to do, and really these Chargers deserve the applause and the standing ovation that they're getting right now. Certainly a tough loss tonight, but a season to be proud of as Whitney Young takes the regional championship 67-50. So once again, thank you to everyone for listening to us this season on arenasportsnet.com. Thank you to the CEO of Arena Sportsnet, Brian Snow, for also helping to make this all possible and coming out to a game this season. It's really been so much fun, an unfortunate end to what has been a great ride here on Arena Sportsnet. So once again, signing off for the final time this season, I'm Connor